Let's create a 3D printable bearing in Autodesk Fusion. We're going to begin by creating a sketch on the front plane. Create a rectangle here. I'm going to make it 10 by 10. And then I'm just going to start moving this little rotation widget and give it a 45-degree rotation. Hit enter. And to lock this in place, I'm going to grab my vertical constraint here and constrain this center line. All right, I'm going to get it close to the origin here, and I'm going to use a horizontal constraint to constrain that center point to my origin and distance 10 millimeters. Okay, now I need to turn this square into a cylinder, create a line right from that center point, triangle. I'm going to click on that, and now that gives me a profile to revolve around. So I'll click Finish Sketch, Create, Revolve, select this profile and this center axis here, and now I have a cylinder. And I'm going to go back to that sketch here, create a mirror line, go to Mirror, Create Mirror, and select my mirror line here. Choose that center line, click OK. Instead of making this line this way, I need to flip it the opposite way. This center point to that center point. And now I can create my revolve around that profile, around this. Now I can go back to my circular pattern, choose this guy and pattern that around the center. And I'm only going to make 5 of those. Click OK. I'm going to repeat the same thing for this body. And I'm going to make 5 of those as well. And now that gives me the correct orientation where each of these alternate in direction. Perfect. All right, let's create our bottom portion of our bearing and then our top. I'm going to create a sketch on the front plane here. And I'm going to project this edge and this edge here. Click OK. Untoggle bodies. Create a rectangle. I'm just going to draw a rectangle like this. I'm going to make this line here 1 millimeter from that point. I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom, and I'll just reference this dimension here. So they'll both be 1 millimeter. Bring it down a bit, and then, yeah, we can do a horizontal constraint from that top point to this point here. And then this point here, I'm going to make that coincident to the origin. All right, finish sketch. I'm going to take that profile, just this section here, create, revolve around this central axis, and that'll give us this shape, but we don't want to cut, we want a new body. There we have it. To create the top, I'm simply going to mirror that bottom, so I'll go to Create, down to Mirror, select it, select my mirror plane. I'll just choose that XY plane. I'm going to change this operation from a join to a new body. Click OK. And we'll stop here for now. Stay tuned for part 2. To see the inspiration for this design and catch the full step-by-step tutorial, check out my channel.